NASCAR Next Gen car has been NASCAR's latest car since 2022. They've been testing it since 2020, and 2022 was the season debut for it. There has been a lot of good moments and a lot of bad moments. But in this video, I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on the new Next Gen car, on the Gen 7 car, and what I think are the pros and cons of this car. What's going on, guys? This is Preston here, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys my opinion on the NASCAR Next Gen car. What are the pros, what are the cons, and what is my opinion on the Next Gen car, and what can NASCAR do to make this car better. And so, yeah. So like I said, the NASCAR Next Gen car has been tested since like 2019, I believe 2020, somewhere around there. And it was originally supposed to debut in 2021, but it got delayed because of COVID, which, sucked. And now 2022 was when it started last year, and and like I said, there was some great moments and there was some bad moments with this car, mostly with safety and concerns with parts breaking and stuff like that. So I gotta say, first, the short track racing. Let's start with the cons. The short track racing needs to be changed. Like, NASCAR needs to find some sort of package that works with the next gen car for short tracks, where there's more multi-groove racing instead of single file racing. So yeah, but this package that we had in Martinsville was a little bit better. Not as better as the one in the spring, which that race completely sucked. The Martinsville spring race from last year. This year's Martinsville spring race was way better, but it's still not 100% perfect now. The next gen car, and now let's talk about Super Speedway racing. Super Speedway racing's mostly been like too wide racing. All you can basically do is just, there hasn't been a whole lot of passing in the Talladega spring race. All there is just pushing, and pushing. Track position is key now. Originally at Super Speedways, track position wouldn't even matter. You can still break it up to the front soon, but now track position is key. You have to be perfect in order for you to make the third line open. So, yeah. NASCAR, I think they need to do something with the horsepower. For NASCAR drivers have been saying they need more horsepower in the next gen cars, so that way they can help them drive better, help them race better. So, yeah, and I agree. If NASCAR can just look higher up the horsepower, and super speedway racing, if they can just bring it back, I'm not sure if NASCAR can even do this, but if NASCAR can bring back the 550 horsepower package from like 2021, the one that actually produced really fun racing. The super speedway package in 2021, granted it was a different car, but still, I hope they can bring the 550 horsepower package onto this car. That would be very great. So yeah. And now we talk about another con I have. The wheels. Well, I actually really like how the wheel looks. It's just sometimes now the pit crew members have hard time trying to get them on the wheel still. There's been a lot of loose wheel problems. But I'm not sure if it's because there's just still use to it. This one isn't as big as an issue in my opinion as there is some of the others, like safety and stuff. So, yeah. And now the safety of this car and the parts breaking from 2022 with Kevin Harvick, that's mostly the main reason why I think he fell out of the playoff contention, because of his 2 DNFs back-to-back at Darlington and Kansas last year. So yeah, and then again with the concussions from last year, Kurt Busch, he had that concussion last year. Same with Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman's still out right now. Not with that concussion, but with a different problem that he has. We got injured in a dirt event. I mentioned it in some of my previous in the NASCAR video. Granted, this is not in the NASCAR episode. This is just me talking about the next gen car. So, yeah. So, and then we have, and the safety, like I said, safety needs to be improved on this next gen car. Like, it really needs to be improved. So yeah, especially with the back of the car. And I heard NASCAR's been wanting to have work on the back bumper of these cars so they can crumple in more. For example, we saw that big hit from Ty Dillon. He was okay. He doesn't have a concussion, so that's a great sign. NASCAR's working on safety a little bit more. NASCAR's getting more safer with these cars, so that's good. But another thing is I'm worried about Talladega, that crash with Kyle Larson. The roll bars actually caved in. NASCAR needs to do something like that, guys. So yeah, I just have this weird feeling that NASCAR rushed this car out. Like I just feel like NASCAR rushed this car out. I don't think it's possible, but I have a feeling they rushed this car out. So now let's get to a pro real quick. Now let's get to the moments that I like about this next gen car. How it looks, guys. I really like how the next gen car looks, guys. Looks sporty. It looks nice. It looks legitimately like a real like Acer Rustin 49 in his rant on the next gen car. He says that those cars look like IMSA cars. And I can see where he's coming from. They have the rear diffuser, which a rear diffuser in NASCAR, in my opinion, is really unique. I like what NASCAR did there. Same with the one wheel lug nut, which is really unique as well. And that the numbers move forward, I got used to it already. I actually like how it looks with specific paint schemes, and so yeah, so. But some of the racing needs to get better, like at super speedways and short tracks. Maybe road courses. I'm not sure about road courses exactly, but don't change mile and a halves. They've been terrific. The racing's been terrific on mile and a halves. I can even throw Michigan and Auto Club in the mix. I'm not sure about Pocono. Maybe I might throw Pocono in the mix. Maybe Pocono, because Pocono, from what we last year's Pocono race, phenomenal. I really liked that one. But even though I didn't hopefully resulted the hopefully if Denny Hamlin wins, he won't get disqualified this time. So yeah, so well, let you guys know on that. But yeah, this next gen car, I like how it looks, but it needs some work. And we haven't seen any fires that much from this year. I believe. I don't know. I don't recall exactly. I don't know. So yeah. But NASCAR needs to work on in my opinion, NASCAR needs to work on the safety of these cars a little bit more after Kyle Larson's crash, and I just feel like they need to fix the super speedway racing package, the short track racing package just a little bit. But we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. I mean, it's short track racing. I don't think I think Bristol for the Bristol night race, I have a feeling that race is going to be great. I have a feeling because they haven't raced on concrete Bristol yet with this new package. I think it's going to get better, guys. So, yeah. So, I mean, NASCAR's been getting better with this car. The racing at the mile and a half has been really great. It's just the short tracks and the super speedways. Now, some of those super speedway races were great, guys, in my opinion. Like last year's Daytona 500 was a great show. The Daytona 500 from this year was great. Talladega for the Geico 500 last year was a great one. What else? Atlanta last year, the inaugural Atlanta race was a great one, in my opinion. So, yeah. Talladega from the fall last year was great. The one I went to, that was great as well. So yeah, but I think like this year's Atlanta race and this year's Talladega race hasn't really been up there yet. It hasn't really been up there in my opinion. So yeah, guys. So what do you guys think about this next Gen 7 car? It looks great. I like how it looks on the outside, but on the inside, it doesn't look the best. On the inside, that doesn't look the best, but needs some work with safety and equipment and stuff. So, yeah. And I think we've only had 2 flips with the next gen car, I believe. Only 2. Well, almost 2. We had like 2 flips last year with the next gen car. So, yeah. I feel like that's about all the news I have to cover with my thoughts on this next gen car, guys. So, the pros are I like the racing on mile and a half. I like how it looks on the outside. And the cons are they need to get better with safety. And they need to get better at like short tracks and super speedways. So, yeah, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And anyways, this is Preston signing off. Peace out.